So lately, I've been hearing a lot of talk about the new Jackson Misha Mansoor signature. Let's go ahead and hop on the Jackson website. Let's take a look, talk about some features and specs, maybe compare to some of the past year's models. I know there's been a lot of hype around this new Jackson, so let's talk about it. All right, so we're taking a look here at the Pro Plus Series Misha Mansoor Juggernaut HT6. Got a really nice red crystal finish. I really do like this color a lot. Looks pretty sharp. We've got a bolt-on construction. We've got a roasted maple neck. We've got the Jackson locking tuners. I have seen Jackson use like these same exact tuners on some of their other import lines. For example, like the MDK HD6 Roman baritone. Favorite thing about this thing so far, I gotta say, it's gotta be the color. I mean, that crystal really pops, I'll tell you guys, especially with that roasted maple. A really good combination. It looks like they also have a blue sparkle that looks really cool. I like that, the way they tied it with like the chrome and the white, ebony board, roasted neck. Now, some of you guys might have seen a recent video talking about the critical importance of strap butt location. This is a good example of a guitar designed properly. Taking a look, you can see that strap button lines up perfectly with that 12th fret. So you can say with confidence, this is going to be a guitar that does balance nicely. Interesting they chose to go with a poplar body. I want to say the previous year's model used a basswood body. Poplars known to be pretty lightweight, so should be ergonomic, should be fairly comfortable. I've never personally been a fan of super heavy guitars. Typically, if you want a lightweight body wood, poplar or swamp ash are going to be two great options. Again, bolt-on construction, roasted maple neck. It's got the graphite reinforcements on there. Very flat 20-inch radius, 24 jumbo frets. This one actually appears to be a nice upgrade over the previous year's model, which you can see now they are offering stainless steel frets. Now, I did pull up the older version in the past, and I'm pretty sure this one did not have stainless steel frets. So I think this is definitely a pretty substantial upgrade. I think we're in a place now with like import guitars where people are pretty much expecting stainless steel frets, especially if the series has the word Pro in front of it. They do also have an Evertune equipped model as well. I like this Riviera Blue. Again, pretty much the same exact thing. Just of course you have the Evertune. If you're trying to just absolutely go for like a rock solid, stable, like studio workhorse, you don't have to deal with tuning problems. Well, hey, Evertune has the solution for you. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a competitive price point. I mean, $1469. I mean, it's basically call it $1,500. I'm okay with just like the standard one at the 1049. I think for what it costs to make a guitar nowadays, obviously everything is going up as time moves forward, but I feel like around $1,500, not ridiculous, but I feel like just, I don't know. I was thinking in my mind maybe more like $11.99, $12.99, somewhere in there. It's just, I don't know. It's maybe just slightly outside my comfort range for an Indonesian-made guitar. So the only thing I'm a little bit critical on, I can't say I'm a big fan of like the scarf joint. If you want to like go read a little bit more about like neck constructions and whatnot, go ahead and take a look if you want to read more about like scarf joints. In my opinion, I feel like that's not really like the best way to make a guitar. I don't like the fact that you obviously have a very thin neck. You've got a tilt back headstock, a pretty decently large headstock. There's no volute on the back of the neck. And of course, you have a little bit of a weaker construction with that scarf joint. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like there's probably nothing wrong with it. I'm probably being a little bit on the pickier side, but I don't know. I feel like there's just a better way to build a better mousetrap in this day and age with just different types of constructions, materials, resources available. So I'm personally not a big fan of the scarf joint, but hey, that's just me. You guys can fight about it in the comment section if you choose to do so. Now, I was doing a little bit of reading online and I ran across a couple discussions on Reddit here, and I see one guy, he's complaining about the last version of the HT6 does not have the signature bare knuckle pickups in there. Look, I hear you, man. Like the bare knuckles are amazing, but you got to keep in mind, like that's a pretty expensive set of pickups, right? I mean, you're talking about like with what kind of margins that are going to be in an instrument like this. I mean, what's the cost on that, right? You're going to probably add another, what, $300-$400, maybe more by the time you have the pickups wound to order. You're going to get those from the UK to Indonesia. It's like, it's going to add some cost, man. So I really cannot expect bare knuckles on an import guitar. To me, that's just not a realistic expectation, in my opinion. So again, on the new import for the Pro Series, they're calling it the Jackson MM1 pickup set. I'm sure we could expect a pretty aggressive, like high gain, tight focus there for all the low end, like genty stuff, as you'd expect with Misha and his playing style. Got a 5-way blade switch, single volume, single tone, string through hardtail bridge, locking tuners. So this one looks like you do actually get a gig bag. If I'm not mistaken, if you go back and look at their older model, I don't believe they actually provided you with a gig bag. So for me, that's definitely nice. Yeah, you can see right there, case sold separately, again, on that older model with that HT6. So, hey, at least you're getting some kind of case. Now, if it's the same case that I'm thinking of, knowing other like recent import Jacksons, it's a little on the flimsier side, but hey, I'm never a fan of any type of guitar shipping in just a box. Like, to me, that's just always a recipe for disaster. So got to give Jackson some credit here. At least we have at least some form of gig bag. So again, just to provide a quick recap, I like the body shape. It looks very modern, very aggressive. Kind of reminds me of like the Mayonnaise DeVille, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Misha did play a Mayonnaise at one point in time. I like the simplicity of it. Headstock shape looks pretty cool. We've got the carbon reinforcement in the neck. I like the fact that you have the truss rod adjustment like right at the heel. Placement of the strap button looks fantastic. I'm sure the pickups are going to be probably good enough for most people. If you're trying to go all in, yeah, you could probably upgrade those if you feel like it's really worth it to you. I'm a little critical. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of that scarf joint. I wish the neck had a volute. That's just my personal taste, though. But overall, I think for the money, if you're looking for like a high gain, like modern focused instrument, you want a 6-string, hey, this is a good option for sure. A little tough to tell in the picture, but I don't believe this one looks like it has much of like a forearm contour. It looks like it's got a slight arch on the edge of it, but it's not really like a rounded off like forearm bend, which, you know, that's just kind of a me thing. Some people, that's not a big deal. I like that softer edge just for a little bit more ergonomics. You don't have like that hard edge that your like wrist sits on. But other than that, yeah, I would definitely say I'd be pretty cool with one of these. So just a quick overview. Again, it's been like a fairly recent model. Just want to kind of talk you guys through that. If you've already got your hands on one, let me know. Curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know how it's working for you. Let's hear about it in the comments section. What's your favorite color? Would you go with, without an Evertune? You looking for like a 6-string? Let's hear it, guys. Thank you so much as always. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.